Welcome to CastOFF. It is the playoffs preview game one. We're going to run down the schedule. We're going to run down our contestants. But I really wanted to thank everybody for watching and for participating. It's been a fun season, and I think we're going to have a great contest coming up in the next few weeks. So let's get right to it. And before we even start, as always, every episode of Matinee Heroes Presents CastOFF is presented by Matinee Heroes. And this Saturday, we have Jake Dietz from Movies That Make Us joining Alan and myself as we talk one of the best Christopher Nolan movies of all time, The Prestige. And this kicks off Christopher Nolan month, or as we like to call it, No Lie. And we're going to be dealing with The Dark Knight Returns. We're going to do Memento. We're going to do Inception. We're going to do Dunkirk. It's going to be Christopher Nolan all month long, even though they have bugged out and Tenet is no longer going to be on the schedule this July. But if you want to make sure you catch that, go to matineeheroes.com and subscribe to the podcast there. And of course, while you're there, you can go to matineeheroes.com/castoff and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that'll allow you to make sure you don't miss any of the playoff action. So let's go on to our schedule. And this is going to be a short show because it's just one thing here. We got the schedule for round one. That'll be next week, July 7th. Rob Irvin and Patrick Beatty go head-to-head for game one. That'll be also followed by what a lot of people are saying is going to be she is the heavy favorite, Valerie Cameron, not only amongst people who watch the show, but people who participate. Apparently, everyone is quaking in their boots, but I know Steve Condrip will be up to the challenge. He ain't afraid of no Valerie. Then we've got July 21st, Randy and Luke for game three, and July 28th, Tracy Mangum and Brian Huanawato go together, and I want you to make sure you see which games are what, because game one and game two, whoever the winner of those two games will then move on to round two and play against each other on August 4th, and the winner of the other two games will be August 11th. Those two winners will then move on, obviously, to the championship final, which will be on my birthday, Sunday, August 23rd. And all times are going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific. So let's get on to game one. And game one is going to be Rob Irvin and Patrick Beatty going toe-to-toe. Two great guys, two great guests. So the show, the Cheap Popcast that Rob Irvin is on, and Patrick Beatty reviews, and also the Gaggle of Geeks podcast. So Patrick's got two, Rob's got two, but we're going to give him the Cheap Popcast and Patrick Beatty reviews. The movie they did, well, Rob nailed it for Mad Max Fury Road, and Patrick did a great job on Alien, the original. Rob got 3 out of 5 possible points, so he really did a great job, really dominated with 60%. It was close. It was a squeaker, but he did a great job. Well, I should say Patrick dominated. He got 5 out of 7, and it wasn't even that close. If it wasn't for the fact that his competitor got the secret Craig pick, it would have been an extreme blowout. And their best pick, well, he picked Game of Thrones' Lena Headey for Furiosa, which is perfect casting. And the one that made his foe frown and his face fall in defeat was when he picked Lakeith Stanfield for Parker. These guys are great. They're going to have a good time. And what are they going to talk about, you may ask? Well, I'm going to announce it right now. Since it's the number one movie in the country, yes, people are still going to the movies and they're still taking in box office. The number one movie in the country right now, as of drive-in theaters, they're going to be talking about Jurassic Park. They're going to have to recast a classic, one of my favorites, and a movie that is unbelievably rewatchable. So if you haven't seen Jurassic Park in a while, go ahead and take a look. It is still good. It is still great. And of course, it's Spielberg. If you haven't already, head on over to the challenge.com/matineeheroes, where you can fill out a prediction bracket. The brackets will be open until 5 p.m. Pacific time on July 7th. And once that happens, that'll close, and that'll give us about an hour to make sure that everybody gets in, and we will be able to let you pick the winners. Now, the seeding we did last week, and it's totally random. So because Rob is up there at the top doesn't mean he's the number one seed. And because he's facing Patrick, that doesn't make Patrick the 8th or final seed. It's totally random. But this is how it works out. So head over to challenge.com/matineeheroes and fill out your brackets before next week. Well, again, like I said, this is going to be a short show. So if you follow at Matinee Heroes on Twitter, if you go to twitch.tv/Matinee Heroes and follow us there, you can watch every episode. And if you go to the facebook.com/groups/Matinee Heroes, you can join the groups and see what the podcast is doing, but also see what the videos are doing. And finally, since we don't have enough people yet, we do not have a YouTube custom URL. But if you go to matineeheroes.com/castoff, you can subscribe through there, through YouTube. And if we get, I think we need 50 or more so. I'm not quite sure. I think we need 50. We can get our own custom URL, which we'd certainly appreciate. So I think it's going to be a good group. I know it's very tough competition because almost every single person won by 1 or 2 points at the most. Just so you know, I have selected all 4 movies, and I will announce them each week at the end of each episode. And I've already pre-casted all 4. And what I'll also do is take their submissions, and I'm going to have a third-party arbiter go in and take a look and give me their suggestions of who they think should win, and combined with mine. So I will announce each week who that person was, who was someone who has not been participating in the contest, but will be a good third party. So it's not just me. You cannot just pick Charlize Theron and get away with it. You cannot just pick Harrison Ford and get away with it. And if you do pick Hugh Jackman, I won't deduct your points, though I still might. I haven't decided that yet. I'm still the final say. But next week, it starts game 1 right here. Rob Irvin, Patrick Beatty, and we do the cast off. So on behalf of myself and Matinee Heroes, which includes Alan and all our guests, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.